How you doing? This is Sean McVeigh with Sean's Outdoor Adventures, and I am super excited to get to review the Xpedition lineup for this year. I haven't had the opportunity to do reviews on Xpedition in the last few years because I just didn't have access to them. But now, as you know, if you've been following my videos, I've moved to Iowa, and River Bottom Archery is carrying Xpedition, which is in Central City. It's only about a half hour from where I live in Cedar Rapids. And so this is exciting to me. Some of the things that I'm excited about with the bows that they have coming out this year is, one, they've gone back to the roller system that they have for the cables. I personally prefer that. The other system they had, the ATR system, it was sort of like a metal trough that the cables ran through, and you had to just be careful in the care of them. So I always kind of wish they would go back to this. They have. I'm excited about that. And the other thing I'm really excited about is now you can change the draw length right on the cam. You don't have to get separate mods, with the exception of the Mako. It's adjustable draw length right on the cam itself. And so the reason why I like that is, well, there's two reasons. One, if you're changing your style a little bit, it's nice to be able to adjust the draw length a little in case it works out better. Like if you're going from, let's say, a wrist strap style release to a back tension release, sometimes you might modify your overall draw length to get the best performance out of that. So now you can do that right on the cam. I am excited about that. So I'm going to get right into it here and start this whole series of Xpedition reviews. All right, in this particular video, I am going to do the Xcersion 7. This is the tactical sand color on the riser. Badlands Approach for on the limbs here. So let's take a couple shots with it. Now, I usually, to get started, today I'm going to use a 325 grain arrow because we're right around 65 pounds on the limbs. But I like to start off with doing my back wall rating. And this has a limb stop. All these bows have limb stops on them, so they're very solid. I mean, as solid as you can be. So as far as the limb stop goes, I'm just gonna pull into it here. And you can't move it because it's solid there. So now the other rating I like to do is how easy or difficult is it to come off the back wall. So you ease up a little bit, you can get it moving forward. And I talked about in some of my other videos, when the let off is so high, it almost feels like you have to push your hand forward. That's kind of uncomfortable for me as a bow hunter. I don't like trying to push my hand forward. If I have to ease down on an animal, I don't want to be going like that. So I like this, and I think the let off is around 80%. It does have adjustable let off. I think right now it's feeling like it's close to the 80%. Now, another thing I wanted to just mention too is they have a new little rubberized piece in the limb this year. That's a little bit new, and it looks pretty durable as far as that goes. Let's shoot it through a chronograph and see what we get. .325. Now, the bag, because of the bag's probably a little louder, it's going to throw off the decibel meter reading. The things I've liked about these bows is that this is the easiest bow I've ever tuned, the Xpeditions, and I've liked that. But I also like that it's a smooth draw and a very solid back wall. Those are some features I really like about these bows. I'm just going to take a shot here, and I'm going to basically just rest my fingers around, let the bow do what it wants to do. We talk about the dead in the hand feeling, and that's dead in the hand feeling. I mean, it doesn't go anywhere, which to me it makes it more enjoyable. I enjoy that in a bow when it's not vibrating your hand so that it feels like your hand's vibrating off. It's dead in the hand. That's really nice. All right, let's just go over the data real quick. My speed averaged at 326 feet per second. The manufacturer's advertised speed is 344. A lot of people might be like, why is it so different? I was shooting a 65-pound limb at 5 grains per pound, so a 325 grain arrow. Typically, IBO ratings are done at 30-inch draw, 70 pounds. With a 5 grains per pound arrow like a 350 grain arrow. Some might still say, why such a discrepancy? I don't know. Sometimes manufacturers tweak things a little bit to try to really amp up the speed for their ratings, but this is fairly common with a lot of the manufacturers that I've reviewed bows for, that the speeds that I come out with are quite a bit lower than the advertised speeds. Most of the bows I've been reviewing though this year have been right around this speed. So bows are fairly comparable to one another, just sometimes the advertised speeds and what comes out are a little bit different. It has a very solid back wall, and as far as ease for letting off the back wall, it's that 8 out of 10 rating that I give, which is actually my preferred rating. 10 out of 10 is not better than 8 out of 10. It's just to show you how difficult it is. And I'm going to change this rating probably for next year, just the wording, since some people get a little confused by it. But 8 out of 10 is my preferred letdown. It's 10 out of 10 is where you feel like you have to push your hand forward and it's very awkward. Let's head back over to River Bottom Archery for the final synopsis of my take on this particular bow. I will also mention that because he works out of his home, you can call him anytime and just see if he's available to meet up with you to try out some of these bows. I will put his information in the description section of this video. So a couple first impressions. I'm happy with the Xpedition, and as far as it continues to have that smooth draw, good speed, dead in the hand feel, and you know, that tunability that I've experienced with them in the past is something I really like. I personally prefer to shoot with a fixed blade broadhead, and when I can tune my bow with ease so that it's shooting perfect bullet holes through paper, it just gives me confidence when I'm getting ready to line up and shoot those broadheads, because if the arrows are coming off perfectly, it gives you the best chance of having good flight with something like that. So I will give the Xpedition the thumbs up, and I hope you'll stay tuned for the rest of this series as I continue to go through various bows throughout this year. Thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, take care and God bless.